So Duke drops to number 8 in the AP Top 25 men's college basketball poll, and Miami still isn't a top 25 team. Wake Forest didn't get a vote. What is going on here? Let's have that conversation. Let's talk about the women. We've got 6 teams in that bad boy, so we're going to talk about them, and we're going to preview the games as we get ready for tonight's action, Wednesday's action, and then we got to talk a little football, right? I got to preview, guys, what AJ Black will bring to the show on Wednesday.
Locked On ACC, your daily podcast on the Atlantic Coast Conference. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
What's going on, everybody? Happy Tuesday. I hope you're having a great start to your week. I am so sorry we didn't have an episode yesterday, but I was celebrating something a little bit important. It was my birthday, so I turned a couple years older. Right? Forever 21 in some people's books, but I am so happy to be here and talk to you guys about some ACC action. Now, today's episode is brought to you by Sonos. Experience the game like never before with Sonos Arc, the premium smart soundboard for TV, movies, music, gaming, and more. Visit Sonos.com to learn more. I hope everyone's feeling good about last night. If you stayed awake to the wee hours to watch Georgia beat Alabama in the national championship game, it was amazing. I actually got a little money action. Thank you, BetOnline, for getting me together, right? Getting me a couple dollars. I did Georgia -7. I felt it last night. I felt a belief that Georgia could hold it down, and they did. Shout out to them dogs, okay? One of my favorites, people in life, I should say. Persons. There it is, my country here coming out. Maritza McClendon, who is in the Ring of Honor for Georgia. I texted her last night, like, can you believe this? And of course, the expletives came out because we were like, holy, I'll let you finish it. But what an amazing time. And now I was feeling like, why can't I feel that for ACC football? I want that for us. I get it. Clemson had a good run. We've had a good reign, but I wasn't covering the ACC then. I wasn't fully invested like I am now. So I really want to be able to cover a national championship with an ACC team. So if expansion happens, great. But also, I'm totally fine if we get one of the 4 spots in the college football playoff. So if you're listening, all you guys out there preparing in this off season, get me to a national championship. That's what I ask of you. Devin Leary, if you're listening, get the Wolfpack to a national championship. That's what I ask of you. Sam Hartman, we're going to talk about way too early polls later on Wednesday's episode with AJ Black from Locked On Boston College. But I figured let me put my plea out there just in case I won't waste AJ's time. But I will get you guys back into the world of basketball. Yes, as we know, Duke, our top dog, the one we're holding our hat on here in the ACC to make the tournament and then carry the others with us, got taken down by Miami. It was a close game, but no cigar for the Duke Blue Devils as they lost 76-74 to the Miami Hurricanes. And I'm just going to sit here and say, why don't we show a little more love to the Hurricanes, who only received 65 points in the AP Top 25 poll? I don't get it, but I guess when I just do a little scalesy poo, when I do a little look-see, Big 12 getting love, Pac-12 getting love, Big 10 all great, SEC great. Are we now getting snubbed when it comes to, top 25 consideration? Is it because we feed off each other and just beat each other and it's not as great? I don't know. But would love to hear y'all's thoughts about that. Hit me up at Candace Cooper. You see there my Twitter. I would love to know your thoughts about where you feel like the state of ACC men's basketball is, because only having 8, Duke sit at number 8 in the top 25 poll seems kind of crazy. And yet here we are. Maybe it's because Wake Forest, who's certainly having a great start to their year, not really be able to, be in consideration because they haven't been up there in a long time. Who knows? Who truly knows the reason? But that's where we're at. So in case you missed it, give you a little recap. Saturday was off to a great weekend. Again, birthday weekend, so I was celebrating. Clemson beat NC State 70-65. North Carolina, a game that I attended, beat Virginia. And funny story, I'm going to give you guys this because we're family here, okay? So I was born on January 10th, 1990. Let y'all do the math and have fun. Carolina actually played Virginia the day I was born. My mom, I'm from North Carolina, in case anybody didn't know here. So my mom and dad always like to do like the I remember where I was when you were born type thing because, they made me. And we were talking. My mom did a little Google search. Thank you, Google. And she figured out that it was the Carolina game. They were playing Virginia the night I was born. And as I prepared to enter the world, Carolina had tipped off. And my dad was like, we've been waiting all day for you. And then you decided to come when Carolina started playing UVA. So I'm just saying, I've been born, bred, and dead. So that whole cheer and chant, I lived that. Just if you know, you truly know. So there's that. Just a little tidbit of information since we family here. We're getting to know each other a little bit better. But that was that. Syracuse lost to Wake Forest. Pittsburgh beat Boston College. Notre Dame beat Georgia Tech. As I mentioned, Miami beat Duke. And Florida State figured it out, had a great game, and beat Louisville. So more of the same where we don't really know who these teams are, and the identities is always crazy. You never know what you're going to get. As I talk to Drizzy Drake all the time on Friday's episodes, we always talk about identity and who teams are, and we always want people to know who they are by now in January. Should be a clean slate, right? And yet, here we are trying to figure out who is going to really kind of move ahead when it comes to this conference play on the men's side. Definitely difficult. So tonight's matchups, you have Pittsburgh playing Syracuse. Pitt coming off that big win against Boston College, a much needed win, right? It was a great opportunity to see guys really take over for games. And I think it's really important for them to keep the momentum going as they're dealing with all of that stuff over there in Pittsburgh with some of their teammates, going through things outside of basketball. And Syracuse, maybe this is right on time for them. They're currently sitting at 7-8. They have got to figure it out and figure it out quick before they find themselves out of the NCAA tournament. As much as we know politics comes into play, you got to figure out how to get into the dance before you can really make a run. So they got some things they got to work on. Then you have Miami and Florida State. Normally we talk about, the big rivalry when it comes to football, but here they are facing each other in a big matchup for them for, if nothing else, pride. We know Florida State is not the team we thought they would be necessarily or who we've come to know in this new ACC, and yet here they are sitting 8-5, wanting to be this Hurricanes team who is definitely feeling themselves after a big Duke win. So a lot of games to be played. They're going to play at 8 p.m. on the ACC network. Pittsburgh, Syracuse take off ESPNU. So make sure you guys tap in for that tonight. Now, I want to make sure you have the Wednesday games and matchups. I don't want you to be like, oh my gosh, what am I going to do on Wednesday night? Maybe I'll watch a little bit of college basketball. You sure should. You definitely should. And it should be ACC men's hoops. Do that right after you take the car out, get everything organized, get yourself ready for the rest of the week. And if you need an app to get some gas, I strongly encourage you to get Upside. My listeners are making up to 25 cents for every gallon of gas every time they fill up. Just download the free Get Upside app in the App Store or Google Play right now. Use promo code SCORE, that's SCORE, and get 25 cents per gallon bonus on your first fill up. That's up to 25 cents per gallon on your first fill up to 50 cents cash back. Don't pay full price at the pump anymore. Get cash back by using Get Upside. Use that promo code SCORE, that's SCORE. Get 50 cents per gallon cash back on your first tank. You can get the app. It's free on anywhere you download your apps, and you can get your cash back added right to your account by using PayPal, eCard, eGift card, Amazon, or other brands. So that's Get Upside, GETUPSIDE. All right, so download that app and you should be good to go. So we're talking about men's hoops here. Oh my Lord, I can't believe they took my name away. Got to get us back. Got to get us together. Okay. We're getting real personal in here. So make sure I have all my notes. I don't want to leave you guys hanging. Thank you for making Locked On ACC your first listen each and every day. As you see, I'm not used to being by myself. So it's always a nuance for me to try and get things going. But we rolling. We rocking and roll. We give grace over here. Period. So Wednesday's matchups, in case you guys don't get an opportunity to listen to Wednesday's show, because you know it's going to be about college football. Way too early rankings with AJ Black from Locked On Boston College. Duke will get a bounce back game against a very good Wake Forest team. They're sitting currently 13-3, should be ranked, but that's another story for another day. They'll play at 7 on the ACC network. And then Clemson, a team that's finding their identity a little bit more, always a good, solid team. They'll play Notre Dame, a team that's really trying to make its way. They beat a good, decent North Carolina team. They beat Georgia Tech, and now they're trying to find that rhythm, and they're trying to find that role. Blake Wesley and company are certainly making a name for themselves, the hometown hero. They'll be on ACC Network Extra. Then you got NC State playing Louisville again. First time out, it was all NC State till it wasn't. They weren't able to finish the game, but I'm sure in this opportunity to have a rematch, I think the Wolfpack can come out strong like they did the first time, but make sure that they finish the game. That'll be the clutch thing for them. They'll play at 9 on ACC Network on Wednesday. Then you've got the Virginia rivalries. Virginia Tech will play Virginia. The Hokies sitting at 8-6. Virginia sitting at 9-5. They're Virginia coming off of that loss to North Carolina, a handed loss at that. Probably one of the first times in a while you've seen Virginia get spanked by UNC in that fashion. They'll play at 9 p.m. on ESPN2. So we'll see how both fare. As we know, Virginia Tech was a team we were really high on going into the season, and they just came off a loss against NC State. So they're trying to, both teams coming for a bounce back win, desperately needing it, especially as we're trying to, again, state our cases for why we need more teams going into the NCAA tournament. And then finally, you'll see Georgia Tech and Boston College. The Yellow Jackets will face the Eagles at 9 on ACC Network Extra. It's be a great opportunity for you guys to get in on some of that men's basketball action. So again, let's restate the facts here. Number 8, Duke sitting in the top 25 AP polls. Everybody else vying for a spot and opportunity. Miami, the only other ACC team with receiving votes. So you got the Carolinas of the world not receiving any votes. You got the Virginias of the world who probably shouldn't, receive any votes. You've got the Wake Forests of the world, 13-3. No votes. It's just strange. No votes. Like I get not wanting them in top 25, but no consideration. Is that where the ACC is at? Are we a show and prove conference? Is that where we're at with this thing? Because if we also take a step back, who are you putting in the conference, in the NCAA tournament right now? Who are you putting? Let me repeat that. In the NCAA tournament right now, in our conference, in the ACC. Can't spend all day on the whole college basketball landscape, but if it's Duke, then who else is it? Are we going to play off politics strength? Are we going to play off big wins, tough losses? I definitely say Wake Forest and Miami are in there. I'd squeak North Carolina in off the strength. Probably biased, but here we are. Other than that, it's looking a little dicey. It's looking a little dicey. Syracuse, I want it for the storyline. I want the Boeheim brothers to go off, but I'm not sure that we can, with full confidence, give more than 4. So I'm going to say Duke, Wake Forest, Miami, and Carolina right now. And that's the Carolina off the strength of that Michigan win, because they got to figure out, they need a couple more, because that Notre Dame loss was tough. All right, so that's my 4. If I was going to pick right now the teams to make the NCAA tournament. There you go. Let me know what your teams are, though, right? We're a family here. Let us know. Let us know on our YouTube channels at Locked On ACC on Twitter. Who do you think right now in the ACC is going to be in the men's NCAA tournament? Cool? Great. Now, on brighter notes, greener pastures. Let's talk about the women. Okay? 6 teams in top 25 AP poll. Looking good, feeling great, even better. So you've got NC State sitting at number 4, right? You have got, let's see here, Georgia Tech at number 15. You have Duke at number 16. You have North Carolina at number 21. And I know there's somebody else at Notre Dame at number 20. There it is. I always forget. We put Notre Dame in the ACC, during basketball season. All tea, all shade. So 6 teams, top 21. Okay, feeling good. Carolina, picking up the pieces, bouncing back with that big Virginia Tech win. The ladies doing their things after that horrible NC State loss. Louisville, did I say Louisville? I don't know. I might have missed Louisville number 3. Wow, Candace, what are we doing here? Reading is fundamental. All right, number 3, Louisville. Let me run it back for y'all. There you go. I'm pretty. Number 3, Louisville. Number 4, NC State. Okay. Number 15, Georgia Tech. Number 20, Notre Dame. Damn, I missed it again. Number 16, Duke. Number 20, Notre Dame. And number 21, North Carolina. All right. Okay. You see, we doing this real live. Okay. This is Grace. This is me doing shows by myself. You're going to get all of that. So, Carol, we're trying to figure out how the women can move forward here in some of these big wins, tough losses as they saw over the weekend. Sunday, Florida State beat Wake Forest. Boston College picked up a good win against Clemson. NC State rolled over Miami. Duke kept things going, beating Syracuse. Georgia Tech beat Virginia. And then North Carolina, as I mentioned, beat Virginia Tech. So tonight, we will see just the Georgia Tech women and Pittsburgh women in action. The Yellow Jackets will face Pittsburgh on the ACC Network Extra at 6 p.m. at Pitt. Great opportunity. As we know, we saw, if you did not see, just do a little Google search, the Pittsburgh women after a tough loss against Louisville. That was probably the most lopsided loss I've seen in college basketball this year, 81-39. I think it says just how great maybe Louisville is or how rough of a night Pittsburgh had. All that to say. Woo, let's bounce back, ladies. And then Thursday, we will see women full game slate of games. Virginia Tech will face Duke. Boston College will face Pittsburgh. Syracuse will face Louisville. NC State will face Virginia. Notre Dame will face Wake Forest. Miami will face Clemson. And Florida State will play Georgia Tech. A lot of great games. Anything can happen. I think more so for the men, it's the anything can happen vibe. But in the women's case, we know that there are some great teams that we have to keep our eyes on. So again, my apologies to number 3 Louisville team. No tea, all shade to myself, because how could I miss them? NC State doing big things as well. So got you covered for all college hoops on all conference fronts. You're good to go there? Great. So I know that because you know everything about this, college basketball landscape, you know that you want to get a little betting action in. With the new betting year, you want to make sure that you are all set. So go to BetOnline, which remains your number 1 spot for all of the best sports wagering action for 2022. New year and new updated desktop and mobile website. To sign up today, you can receive a 50% welcome bonus on your first deposit by using promo code LOCKEDON. Okay, LOCKEDON. From basketball, college basketball, men's and women's, football, hockey, boxing, right to your favorite Vegas casino games. Don't wait to take advantage of all the amazing offers available to you. BetOnline is the fastest, easiest way to bet on all of your favorite sports. BetOnline is where the game starts. All right, wrapping up today's show. They really try to take my thing away every single time. I just don't understand. It's okay. YouTube, we're learning new things. If you guys are listening via audio, we so appreciate you. Please leave a 5-star review. Let me know how great I am. Rest of my co-hosts, I need to come back because clearly I'm not great at running this thing by myself. I'm not a great captain without my shipmates. So please, if you're listening, return quickly. Recapping here, men's and women's basketball full of action on Tuesday and Wednesday. Make sure you guys are all set. Gearing up for what's ahead. Wednesday, we'll have AJ Black talking about college football. Way too early rankings. We'll recap the national championship game. We'll talk about Alabama and Georgia and what ACC team could ever again resurge to be on top of college football. Will it be a Wake Forest sneaking in? Will it be a Clemson coming right back? Could Carolina ever figure it out now that they brought Gene Chizik and company back on the defensive side of things? There's so many good things to talk about when it comes to football. So we'll definitely have that conversation with AJ, the Locked On Boston College host. And I know, giving shout outs to some other guys here. Bryce Kuhn did a lot of coverage for Georgia Tech action. He covers Locked On Georgia Tech podcast, but he was very much covering you guys last night when it came to national championship games. So make sure you check out his content. We have so many hosts doing big things, and I'm always looking for more. So if you feel like you have an interest in being a podcast host, shameless plug, go ahead and hit me up. You see the Twitter below. You see the YouTube handles and all the contact information. Let us know. We would love to catch your vibe and try to get you a part of the squad. Also, we are going to preview or recap, rather, the game. So we'll have Tyler Aki of Locked on Syracuse join the show on Thursday. We'll let you know how the Wednesday action went down when it comes to men's hoops. And on Thursday, we'll talk about that. Friday, Freestyle Friday, Jersey Drake. We'll go over the women's games and then get you ready for what should be a really good weekend of college basketball. We're in the thick of it. No more college football to focus on. Not trying to blend both. No bowl games. None of that. It's all hoops right now. And, things could get dicey as we get through mid-January. A lot of people are looking for the opportunity to push themselves and propel themselves forward. So we will have that all for you. Make sure you guys come back. I appreciate it. Solo show, full solo show, first full show, solo show. I did all right. Leave 5 stars. Let me know how you feel. Okay, cool. For Candace Cooper, thank you so much for joining me. And until next time.